Good morning to all. My name is Ankit Bajpayee, and I have been working for TechSavvy Engineers Private Limited as an application engineer since last 3 years. And this is about my organization. We are authorized reseller of SolidWorks products in North India, and we are also serving industry with our engineering, design, and analysis services. And as a channel partner of SolidWorks, we are training and support provider of their products in North India region. What is our vision? What is our mission? Now, our vision. Our vision is to impart innovative and leading technology solutions, training, and development through the effective partnership. And what is our mission? Our mission is to provide proper tools and technology to our clients so that they gain competency to meet varied industry challenges at the economic cost. Now, who we are? As I have already mentioned earlier, we are authorized reseller of SolidWorks product suite in North India. We are engaged in providing industry-leading training on all SolidWorks products, and also we have experience of more than 15 years in engineering and design analysis field by our dedicated team. This is what we offer. We offer complete product suite of SolidWorks, which includes product to meet different design requirements of mechanical industry, electrical industry, and even electronic industry as well. And also we are provider of design services like 2D to 3D conversion, tool development, tool design, reverse engineering, data migration in case of data management, and simulation services like structural simulation, FEA, CFD, and also in design automation. And also we provide technical support and training over SolidWorks products. What is our presence? We are present in Noida with our headquarters. And apart from Noida, we are also present in complete NCR region with our offices in Gurgaon, Jaipur locations. Today, I am going to show you the key strength of SolidWorks in mold tool industry. But before starting this presentation, I want to recall you something about our presentations in form of mastering series or tips and tricks. And we have already done some mastering series and tips and tricks for productivity tools and library features, library functionality in SolidWorks. So first I want to recall you those things. Just go inside the SolidWorks and let's see. In design library, we can save our required features in form of library features like this gating system. Let me show you this gating system. This is a simple gating system designed only for training demonstration. The next is waterline channel library feature. Here you will find different size of holes, which I will use for creating waterline channel inside our mold inserts later in my presentation. And this is our Dassault System 3D Content Central. Let me just log in inside the 3D Content Central. Basically, all these things we have shown in different sessions. Okay. And I want to show you how you can search and find the different data from 3D Content Central. So here I am going to search PCS company. Okay. From PCS company, I am going to search mold bases, and for mold bases, I will proceed with A series mold. So here you can see you can configure your mold as per your requirement and then download this data. Let me just configure this mold for you. Or we can see the 3D model is updating in 3D preview. You can select different configurations and different child configurations available for parent selection. So this is how you can search data for your designs. So this is the time to continue with our presentation. So this is the today's agenda for mastering series of January 14. We will go through the imported data treatment and undercut analysis and geometry modification if required, and core cavity insert separation, then gating system design, then sliding core generation if required, then core pin modeling, then electrode generation if there are very small features, then we will check our mold mechanism, then we will verify our component ejection, whether it is ejected properly or not, then we will design cooling channel for our insert, then I will show you some design changes and how the design changes flow in concerned documents like assembly and drawing. Okay, so first start with import data treatment. So let me just open this part document, and you can see most of the required geometries I have already created here to save my time, and I will use all of these geometries. First start with data import, then the treatment of imported data. I have two different IGS with different changes. So I will start with first one and quickly verify the settings, and then import this IGS. Put the display state to edge view. This is the model for which we had to design our tool. Basically, this is the bezel, and you can see as this is a plastic component. So first we will start with the diagnosis of the translation errors by using import data diagnosis. We can also access this option through right click over imported model and also from data migration tool. So quickly apply import diagnosis, and here what I found a faulty face. I can repair this face by clicking repair face, or I can delete this face and then recreate by using surfacing. Earlier I have done a session over mold tips and tricks in which I have created a core and cavity insert by using surfacing without using any mold tool. But in today's session I will just use standard mold tools to create a complete mold base assembly. Okay, so quickly try to heal this face, and the face has been repaired automatically. Now this is how we can apply treatment over imported data. Now the second step is undercut analysis. So here first we have to decide the mold opening and just apply undercut analysis. So we have found some undercuts for which we have to design some moving parts. Okay, this is how you can use undercut analysis. Now what we will do, we will modify our geometry for our requirement, or if there is any requirement to modify the geometry, first change this draft value to 1 degree. And now what happened, these faces are still required some draft for component ejection. Quickly use delete face to delete this fillet. And delete this. Before deleting this face, just take a measure of this fillet. This is a 0.35 mm fillet. So after making treatment, we will apply this fillet again as it is. So this is the time to provide some draft. 1 degree value is sufficient. And now this is the time to apply fillet 0.35 as measured earlier. Okay, so this is how we can repair our imported data. Now the next step is to create some core cavity insert separation. So this is the time to use parting line and select front plane as the direction of pull. Take a same value as earlier taken in draft analysis. And you will see SolidWorks will automatically generate a parting line over close contour edge or close contour chain of the edges where positive and negative draft are intersecting. But the question rises that there are few other openings where positive and negative draft are intersecting and they are also forming the close contour chain of edges or single close contour edge. So the answer of this question is that SolidWorks automatically always select the larger opening in case of multiple same types openings as a parting line, and even you can change it as per your sophistication. Okay, the parting line is created. So the next step is to create shut off surfaces, and apart from parting line edges, rest through openings will covered by shut off surfaces. So this opening is covered well, but here is some problem. So I am going to change the type of covering from contact to tangent, and I will try to change the direction of tangency to adjacent face. Okay, now this opening is also covered well. So quickly click OK. Shut off surfaces has been created for the through openings in the direction of pull. So what will be the next? The next is parting surface creation. For creating parting surface, we can use parting surface tool like this, or we can also generate parting surface with some other tools. So apart from standard parting surface, I will show you how you can create parting surface by using some surface tools, as I have earlier shown you in some tips and tricks sessions. So quickly hide this body. Okay, now we have core side body and cavity side surface body, and we need to create a parting surface. That's why parting surface folder is empty. So quickly isolate the core side surface, and this is the time to apply some surfacing commands like untrim surface. You can change this value. So I will start with some pre-created sketch, and I will trim this surface by using this sketch as a trim tool. So this is now our parting surface. By using this parting surface, I will try to split core and cavity for this component. So This is the core cavity insert profile I have created, and just select the tooling split, and you can see the parting surface is not completely intersect the tooling split profile, so we can use interlock for that and click OK. Okay, so we need to hide this component, and now this is the time to check cavity. Okay, so core cavity has been separated. Now this is the time to apply some different commands like move and copy bodies, and just separate this and verify whether our job is done or not. Okay, so quickly suppress this, and this is the time to apply some gating system over the core cavity insert. Just drag and drop the pre-created gating system feature. First, let me select the required parameters. Then I will explain you something. In case of library features, we can later override their dimensions for our requirement. So our gating system is applied. Isolate this. Okay, and this is the time to generate some sliding cores for these undercuts. I am going to use pre-created slide core profiles. Just edit this and put this geometry to wireframe, and quickly add some required relations. Okay, the sketch is now fully defined. Quickly exit the sketch, select your sketch, and select core feature in your mold tool command manager, or you can search features from menu and search bar. Okay, so this complete undercut has been covered. Now click OK. Now for ejection of these sliding cores, we have to provide some drafts, for which first hide this body and provide draft. You can set the value as per your requirement. I will proceed with 1 degree. You can proceed with 2 degree, 3 degree. Okay. Now, this is the time to provide draft to this insert. Now quickly verify the draft direction and quickly hide these core bodies. And provide draft to this insert. Okay, now this is the time to verify the draft direction. Just show these inserts, and you can see the draft has been correctly provided. So now the next is to create some lifter profile, for which I am going to use lifter sketch plane. Just create a sketch. First, provide some relations like parallel and add some dimensions here. And also we have to add some dimensions for this angle. Okay. So we can also fix this line by providing some dimensions. Or we can simply resize this sketch and quickly use the core command for this. I think 5 mm is sufficient. Select the insert from which you need to create this core. Okay, perfect. The lifter insert has been created. Quickly move to edge view, shaded edge view. And this is the time to provide some ejector pin holes for our component ejection mechanism, for which I am going to use this ejector pin sketch. Just use cut extrude command. And use through all. And select the body in which you want to cut this feature in case of multi-body environment. And the next task is to populate this ejector pin feature by using feature pattern tools like linear, circular, or curve driven or sketch driven. I am going to proceed with sketch driven pattern. Okay. So the ejector pin holes has been created. Now, what is the next step? The next step to create some core pins for these small features, which are very typical to machine directly. So for which I am going to use this core pin sketches. Okay, so this is the core pin profile sketch. These 4 circles, and this is the profile for creating core pin heel or head. So we will start with core pin profile sketch and use our core command. So what is the next in core command? Okay, so now you can see core pins has been created. And this is the time to use core pin heal feature for creating core pin heads or heels. So here I will put the backward direction to 0 and the next direction to 3 mm. Let's see what geometries has been created by isolating or by hiding this. Okay, one feature I have forget to add, for which I have to roll back this, and then we need to apply scaling also. This is the necessary step. SolidWorks will automatically check and repair all features which are created in a series. So there is no need to worry about the design changes too much. So this is the time to proceed forward. But before proceeding forward, we need to just unite these multi-body items to single body by using combine command. With add option. So quickly verify your core body feature and you just have 4 core pins in united form. Okay. Now what is the next? The next is to exit from isolate mode and show the rest bodies and verify that all required geometries has been created. Sliding cores for undercuts and lifters for undercuts. Then ejector pin location. Then core pins for very small features or the features which are very typical to machine directly inside the inserts. Okay, so this is the time to save all these bodies separately, as each one will save as a part document. So quickly save our work and use save body option for this solid body folder. And assign names automatically. And one thing you will find here that all bodies has been named as per their body name. Okay, and these body names are directly taken from the last feature applied, so you can rename your feature to provide the required body name as per your requirement. As this is a very common phenomena of multi-body modeling, that a body always take a name of the feature automatically which applied as a last feature to the solid body. So quickly locate assembly here, name insert assembly, and this is the time to execute this command. Let's see what is the next all these bodies will save as a separate component, and they will form assembly with component as a fixed position. Okay, so we can proceed with custom value, or we can also proceed with same values as the mother part or parent part. Now you can see this assembly has been created with bodies we have externally saved, and each body has externally referenced with the stock part. Before moving to mold based assembly, let's see what we have finished inside our slide. Gating system we have done, site core generation we have done, and core pins we have done. And now this is the time to show you how we can generate electrodes for some features which are typical to machine. So quickly start with this upper insert and just create a rectangle. And create a boss extrude with up to body and unmerge it. Okay, so now just hide this, and by using different features like move face command, we can provide required spark gap here. Like I am going to proceed with 0.1 or 0.2, and also I am going to flip the offset direction. Okay, with 0.2 mm spark gap I have created this electrode, and we can also save this electrode by insert new part and provide a file name separately, similar to the practice we have done just a couple of minutes before, and similar to these parts saved externally. And you can see after each activity in parent multi-body model, the SolidWorks updating the rest model. Now this is the time to save this and move to assembly. First, verify the cavity. Okay, now this is the time to open our mold base assembly. Here in this mold base assembly, or in the drawing of this mold base assembly, I have already created a drawing or general drawing for this mold base assembly here with some cut sections. And what you will find no component is placed here. So what will, and also BOM has only the components related to this mold base. Now this is the time to place some insert inside the mold base. Okay, so first quickly make this transparent and also switch to edge, shaded edge view. Now this is the time to place insert inside this mold base assembly. Just select inserts assembly we have created and place this assembly directly. We can also place this subassembly by using mates, as I have positioned this mold base as per my sophistication, so that by placing this insert as origin, it will take required position. Okay, so this is just your modeling approach. Here you can see this mold base is downloaded from 3D Content Central. So you will find each component is downloaded with all required configuration or all configuration uploaded from your supplier. So quickly move to transparent view. This is the time to mirror this insert for my multi-cavity requirement. You have provided with several number of options like mirror all children, mirror all instances, copy all instances, mirror all components, copy all components. And here I will proceed with mirror all children option. Now this is the time to click OK and select option for derived items. For your information, I want to inform you that I always avoid this don't show again option, because sometimes we have checked this option and all processes will take their time. Now you can see a mirrored component has been perfectly placed. Now quickly move to the isometric view.
Hello. Sorry for the interruption. Due to some network issue, the webinar is being paused. Please be online. We'll get back within a minute.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Ankit, you are audible.
Okay, thanks, Harshit. So here I have just dissolved my component pattern for this insert subassembly. And now what I am going to do, I am just going to dissolve this subassembly to its child components for placing these components in the pre-created subassemblies as per my requirement. So dissolve this mirror subassembly also. And now quickly move to another display state. Let's start relocate all these components to their concerned location, as these are some fixed half component. So I will place both of these components to the fixed half subassembly, and these are the components will be used in the moving half. So I am going to relocate these components in moving half subassembly. Some other components will be used inside moving half. So I will also move all these components to the moving half. So you can see these components are placed inside the moving half subassembly. Now also I will place these sliding core items to the concerned subassemblies, like these two sliding cores I have already shown you will be placed inside the side core slide subassembly. So just drag these and drop these components into side core. So due to mirror geometries, these components will automatically populate inside another subassembly also, similar to these two items. So Here I am going to place this core slider to bezel mold base lifter subassembly, and you will find that this slider will populate in the mirrored subassembly as it is. Basically, this subassembly has been renamed. So now this is the time to remove these 2-3 components from our assembly, and also this is the time to edit the length of this component. For this purpose, I have added this component and apply move face, and I will place this with 115 mm length, and as soon as I will modify this lifter size, the mirrored lifter size will automatically modify. Okay, so this is how we can apply modifications. Now quickly move to slide and see, we have done the creating electrode step, and this is the time to check our mold mechanism, for which quickly move to the moving half and ejector set and quickly check the motion of lifter and apply some required mates. Okay, so you can see lifter has been mated to the required position. Now we have to check the mechanism, for which we have to move some different display state. And to check the mechanism, I am going to switch mold opening configuration. Here the mates has been applied in such manner that we can check our mechanism. So for this, what I will do, I will just move this lower half to downward and move this ejector mechanism to upward. So here we can see our lifter is moving correctly. What is the next step? The next step is to place ejector pins in ejector pin hole. So for which, quickly open this ejector pin. But first just move this as previous position and quickly open this component, and you can see I have inserted the bezel part with the ejection pin location sketch, which I have used to create this ejection pin location feature in bezel part. So here, before starting, we can also import some other items which we have just created a couple of minutes before. I am going to import or call these surface bodies also, and this is the time to use this sketch or ejector pin location sketch to populate these ejector pins and also this is the time to first hide these surfaces, and this is the time to use this surface to cut these ejector pins, with which all ejector pins will take a same shape as our lower half insert. Let me show you first. Cut with surface and just select the cutting bodies and also select this body and click OK. Now this is the time to hide all surfaces, and you can verify that all ejector pin have modified to the required shape. So this is the time to mirror these bodies about the right plane. Bodies to mirror, and I'm going to mirror these bodies. Okay, so all ejector pins has been created successfully. We can hide this sketch from here also if required, but I am going to move our bezel mold assembly as we have a very limited time. And you can see all ejector pin has been taken the same shape as our insert. And now this is the time to check component ejection mechanism. So our lifter is also working fine with ejection mechanism. So quickly save this, and this is the time to move to next step. First, quickly move to slide. And what is the next step? Component ejection we have done already, and this is the time to create some cooling mechanism for our inserts. So quickly move to fix half display state, and this is the time to edit the insert. Just edit the component and put all these rest items to wireframe and start with 3D sketching. Quickly create some sketch lines, as we have to match our cooling lines with the cooling lines created in mold based assembly. So before proceeding forward, I am just going to divide our view in two windows for my convenience. First, make these lines equal and check. Okay, perfect. So why I have created these two views? So quickly show you. Use the required view to create the cooling channel. Okay, and again create some lines. Quickly move to single view and verify whether the sketches are created as per requirement. Okay, so exit the sketch and quickly move to the shaded view with edges, and this is the time to open the component in its own window and start applying library features as the gating system. Just select the configuration, pin this property manager, again place the same hole only configuration. Now this is the time to place some different configuration like plugs. Okay, and the next is same as plug. The next is plug, and also the next one is plug configuration. So configuration is your choice. You can even select which configuration will be followed, and you can see by changing this in transparency, you can see cooling lines has been created. Just hide this sketch. Cooling lines has been created. Okay, so this is the time to quickly move to our assembly. Quickly make or switch configuration to all plates transparent, and also make these inserts transparent to verify whether cooling lines has been created or not. Okay, so cooling lines has been created and match one to one. So this is how we can create cooling line. And the next step is to, before moving the next step, just verify our steps with slide. So cooling channel has been created. Now the next step is just close this. Okay, quickly save this. And this is the time to move towards drawing. We can also use cosmetic threads in our cooling channels if there is any requirement. And this is the time to move the drawing of this assembly. I have earlier shown you before a couple of minutes, and now you will find some differences inside the drawing, that in this GA drawing the inserts has been placed with all required feature and geometries. Even in section view also you can see the lifter mechanism is shown inside this section. Okay, now the last step is, as per our presentation slide, the last step is design changes. Quickly move to the 3D CAD and first verify the contour of this, and this is the time to run compare document and quickly verify some geometries. Open these models one by one and first compare the profile changes. This is our first model for which we have created the tool, and this is the second one. Okay, so quickly compare these two models. Okay, SolidWorks is running comparison. The comparison process is taking time. Okay, our comparison has been done, and we can see the results are created on the basis of our selection. So here we can verify the comparisons. So here you can see the difference between the contour is clear. Edit the IGS, or before editing the IGS, for prevent any types of mishappening or feature failure, just use your rollback bar, and this is the time to replace the revision A with revision B. Let me show you. Model is replaced with new model, and this is the time to move our history forward, and let's see how many features will fail due to this change. Now quickly move to our drawing and let's see what updates has been created. And you can see the contour has been updated. Even not only contour, each and everything has been updated inside this assembly, mold base assembly. Okay, so this is how we can create a perfect mold inside the SolidWorks. So this was the complete presentation from my side, and you are welcome for your queries and questions. So you can park your questions inside text or on mail ID. I will revert all the questions one by one on your mail addresses. Okay. Thanks.